and welcome to another episode of Just a Bit Outside. I'm your host, Steve Ely, and along with me, as always, my co-host, Wes Cook. How you doing, buddy? How was Turkey Day?
Turkey Day was good, man. We went to Raleigh with my brother, where my brother lives, my little brother, and then my older brother from Kentucky, Kerry, came down. Spent Thanksgiving up there, so that was cool. Came back here, spent the rest of the weekend. And just it was cool to have my bro down for a little bit. He hadn't been down for a minute, so that was awesome. How about yours?
Oh, man. Fighting the battle of the bulge is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Leftover Central at my house, and I'm just like, I refuse to let them go bad.
It's a good thing, though.
It is.
It is. Thing. Yeah, no, I feel like I've put on a little bit of weight over the last few days. So.
Yeah, but you go work out. I don't work out, so.
Maybe you need to change that up, bro.
I should.
New Year's is coming. It's time for a resolution.
Oh, man. I don't make New Year's resolutions. I never follow through on them.
Nah. So here's what today is. Kelly Green Day, of course. Birds, 425. Birds play the Bills. Birds going to beat the Bills.
I like it.
That's the game plan for me today.
I like it. I took the Birds today.
No, you did. Also, yesterday, we had a slew of awesome games.
It was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, let's go ahead and get into the one that's most important, in my opinion, is the L's down.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky came in, upset them, and let everybody know that the ACC ain't the SEC.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. I agree with that.
Louisville is about to play in the ACC title game and lost to a 2-win SEC team yesterday at home.
Yeah. I mean, Louisville lost to. I believe they lost to Pitt at home too.
Was it at home? I know
it might have been at home.
It was the same day Kentucky lost to Missouri, the game I went to.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember we came out and we looked up the scores like, oh, damn, Pitt beat Louisville. I mean, if we're going to lose, it's probably good they lost too. And, I mean, we just crushed all hopes and dreams of them playing in the playoff. But it was a small bit of a chance of getting in anyway, but that's the sliver of a bit that Louisville had, that chance,
it's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Long gone.
I mean, I didn't think they really had that big of a shot with the one loss. They were by far the worst of all the one-loss teams.
Yeah.
I mean, by far.
I mean, their big win was Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's a good football team. Don't get me wrong.
They're ranked, but it's still,
we know how Notre Dame performs in bowl games and especially the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, you could have arguably said that was Ohio State's biggest win too.
That's true. And they had a shot yesterday.
Yeah.
Against Michigan. That was
a fantastic
Michigan
game.
kind of led it from start to finish. Ohio State just kind of stuck around the whole time.
Hung around.
It was fun to watch. I was pulling for Michigan actively, obviously. Not an Ohio State fan.
Me either, buddy.
No.
I'm with you all day on that.
Not a fan of their fans. Not a fan of just what the hell a Buckeye is.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're kind of pompous. I mean, and I get it because like Kentucky fans in basketball definitely are.
Oh, man.
Eagles fans definitely are.
Yeah.
So I should appreciate them. But at the same time, it's like that's not my team.
It's not my team, so I don't like you. I'm the same way. I mean,
not a big fan of Ohio anyway. The state in general.
No. But that game was great. Washington State was great.
Man, I couldn't believe that one.
I couldn't either.
I'm sitting there like, Washington, when are you going to open it up and just like take this thing? Finish it up, dude.
They never did.
No, they had to settle for a last-second field goal to win the damn thing. For what? Are they the highest-scoring offense in college football this year? I think that's what I heard yesterday.
I don't know.
They put 24 on a 5-win Washington State game team, and I know that is a rivalry game because yesterday, of course, was rivalry week or the end to it.
Yeah.
But when you're that high-powered of an offense,
You got to put up more points.
You can't put up a touchdown a quarter against what has been kind of a pedestrian Washington State defense for the year. And Penix got outthrown by Ward yesterday.
Penix is slowly falling out of that Heisman Trophy race.
Yeah.
At the minute, I think it's between Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is the deal.
Bo Nix has played fantastic. I know they give him a lot of crap and stuff about him. God, he seems like he's been around forever. But I saw a thing yesterday. He's only 23.
And he just found it. I mean, he found his spot. He found a system that works for him.
Yeah.
And somebody that believed in him, really, because he's just been, tossed off to the side.
Yeah.
And not given an opportunity. Give the man an opportunity and look at it. He's running with it.
Well, I'm going to think, didn't he start as a freshman at Auburn?
Ooh, maybe.
Because, that's a lot of pressure for.
Well, yeah, when
starting
you're
on
the
freshman.
little brother in the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
And, a program that had been successful since Cam Newton. They've been down. What, they had maybe one 10-win season since Cam, I think. Might have been a 9-win season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but they've not been what Auburn wants to be.
That's one of those
recently at all.
That's one of those programs that, unfortunately, at the moment, thinks they're better than what they really are.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those out there.
Tennessee always comes to the top of my list.
Yeah, but I think Tennessee is closer to it than Auburn is.
Obviously.
Way closer.
Yeah, sure.
But they're just one of those schools. But Washington struggled.
Yeah, Washington struggled. They got it done though. So, and even if they lost yesterday, they're still playing for the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, but if they lose yesterday, I think it completely takes them out of a national championship picture. That's a terrible.
It's a bad loss to take. Does it? Yeah, it could. It does depend on what happens because you can see, when we talk about chaos and all that stuff, we want to see. That means Iowa let's say Iowa beats Michigan in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, that causes chaos.
Texas loses in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah. Well, Texas loses in the Big 12.
Georgia loses in the SEC title game, which is a high possibility anyway. Then you have all these one-loss teams floating around. There's not one undefeated team left. What happens?
Well, you still got to have Louisville beat Florida State.
Sure. That's a good point.
Know. But
that could be a possibility because Florida State early struggled with Florida yesterday.
They struggled with Florida in the entire game.
Yeah, they pulled away late. They had to put up 10 points in the fourth quarter for that thing to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was.
It was. It's not pretty. The chaos in college football is fantastic. And I like the 14 playoff. Going to 12 next year, kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't think anybody outside the top 5 or 6 is going to win it. I don't see a team getting hot at 11 and winning a national championship.
No.
I think it's very far-fetched.
No, what did we agree on? We thought 8 was probably a good, comfortable number.
8 was a good number. I thought 8 should have been the next advancement.
Because when you're talking about having 12 teams,
you're giving the top 4 seeds a bye, too. You're giving them an extra week of rest. You're giving them an extra. Yeah. You're prepping hardcore because they're already prepping them against whoever. I don't know how they're doing. If they're going to do a reseed.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Do they reseed if there are upsets?
Yeah, like the NFL does. You have your top seed, but
that needs to happen anyway. I like that. I wish baseball did it.
I wish basketball did it. The NBA doesn't do it, and it's terrible.
No, reseed. Because then all you're doing is taking away the advantage
that
the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed was looking for because they played well all year to earn it. So you might as well give it to them. Neither here nor there. That will make a difference, especially with that 12 seed. Do you see upsets there? Probably, at least in the first round. But as you've seen, the top 2 to 3 teams in football, year in and year out,
are the top.
They are head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't see those upsets amongst the top four.
No, I mean, TCU last year.
But they got absolutely destroyed by Georgia.
Yeah, yeah.
And Georgia, I mean, was head and shoulders above everybody.
They were.
As was Michigan. But playing that, see, when TCU's not used to playing those high caliber teams in back-to-back weeks.
Michigan had a couple.
They had a 10-day break? Yeah. Maybe a little more.
TCU had a
Sunday to Monday.
TCU had also had a couple of fluky things go their way in that Michigan game.
Sure.
Like the touchdown that wasn't a touchdown to an immediate Michigan turnover.
Well, let's say Michigan plays Georgia in the final last year. It's a much better game.
I don't think it changes. I still think Georgia wins.
Georgia would have won, don't get me wrong, but it's a much better game.
I think it's a much better game, yeah.
You're not turning it off after the first quarter.
Georgia just put it on them and put it on them with purpose.
Yeah, it was
with purpose. They could have set their guys down at halftime.
Yeah, get these guys out of here. They don't belong. They don't belong.
That's exactly what it was.
It was. And they just got to brush them up. But, I mean, they handled their business. Back to the slate of games, though. Florida State, of course, they did struggle. But we're talking about backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Florida played with backup quarterback yesterday as well. But Florida State's backup quarterback got injured and missed a set of downs, I think, because he came back in that same possession, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did, yeah.
Yeah.
But, he went out. It looked like he might have been concussed because he got one right to the dome. Neither here nor there.
Yep.
Florida State does handle business with the backup against, a middle-of-the-road Florida team. In the SEC, middle of the road. I mean, middle of the road anyway. They finished 5-7. They're not even going bowling this year.
Yeah. We touched a little bit on Auburn a minute ago. Mm-hmm. They gave Alabama everything they could handle yesterday.
Well, I saw a statistic yesterday. The last 4 games that Bama has played in Auburn have all been decided by less than 3 points. Or 3 points or less, excuse me.
I believe it.
Playing on the road in Auburn ain't easy, especially when you're Alabama, and that's the one game Auburn's look forward to all year.
Yeah, dude.
It's one they're going to get up for, and they're going to give 110% for.
Auburn could be absolutely horrible going into that game. They can have 2 wins on the season, and that's going to be a game they're going to be in.
But Auburn was trash the year they beat them on that kick return, right?
Well, they were 6-5 going into yesterday.
Well, they were. I mean, they were going bowling, though. They
were still going bowling, yeah.
Bowling. I mean, to be 3-5 in the SEC and playing in the West with the likes of Alabama, LSU,
Ole Miss,
Mississippi State, Texas A&M. I mean, that's not to scoff at. I mean, Auburn wants to be better than that, obviously. But
Ole Miss is 10-2.
Anyways, Bama has a chance to put themselves in the playoffs with a win over a 3-year undefeated streak of Georgia.
Last team to beat them, though.
They were. Might be the next. We'll find out. I think Georgia's now finally put it together. Although Georgia did not make it easy for themselves yesterday against Georgia Tech.
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Doesn't that make you feel a little bit better about Carolina losing to Georgia Tech?
Not really.
Georgia Tech went 6-6 on the year. I would have never guessed. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what rivalry week does.
It does. It brings
There's
out the
always
best
something
of both teams.
somewhere. That's crazy. It's kind of like I wish
And it wasn't really that. It was 31-13 going to the fourth.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that crazy, but the fact that Georgia Tech made it a ball game in the fourth quarter, you're like, huh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first half was solid, and then Georgia kind of pulled away.
Yeah, it's 21-13 at half?
Yeah. That game was pretty solid. Man, who else? What was the other big rivalry game yesterday?
I mean, you had Arizona beat the crap out of Arizona State.
Yep.
LSU handled Texas A&M, but they didn't handle them early. They had to wait till the fourth quarter to take care of that business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a Brian Kelly offense, so they have the ability
to score a bunch
to
quick.
score quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just his defense is flawed.
Yeah, well, you got to find a guy that could do it and recruit that way too. Speaking of A&M, a lot of rumors yesterday were Mark Stoops, excuse me, not his brother.
Yep.
Mark Stoops was out of Kentucky and on his way. And then around midnight, Mark Stoops even went on Twitter and posted that he wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
But apparently there was a job offer made. There was compensation discussed. They needed it to be approved by the board of directors, I think, at A&M first. And then there was all these rumors come out. And apparently there's a lot of backlash out of Texas A&M. And you want to talk about guys that think they should be better than they are? Texas A&M is definitely that.
Dude.
Those fans, I mean, I get it. They got money out the ass and everything, but who wants to live in College Station, bro?
I get it, but I mean, they've got money talks.
Sure.
It's kind of like the article I sent you. I mean, I don't believe that either, but I mean.
Yeah, so what I don't understand with this is, is in this, and I think the timeline makes sense. They saw the backlash from the fans not wanting Mark Stoops. They probably rescinded the offer and let Mark Stoops kind of make an announcement that he felt at home in Kentucky, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But
save face with Kentucky fans and stuff.
So let's say, but let's say if it was any other team and they went through, the board of directors said, go ahead and hire your guy, make this happen, all this stuff. He's gone, right? I mean, that's the way I think of it. I don't think he had to come to Jesus talk with himself and the Kentucky brass to come back, because it's not like we gave him a raise.
No, but at the
he's
same
already
time,
a top 10 highest paid coach in the league, or in college. So you're not. I mean,
is he
money's
really
not
a top 10 guy?
Yeah, he's number 8.
Really?
Yep. Crazy, huh? And that's what we get to go 7-5.
To be
8-4, excuse me. But yeah,
to be just an okay coach.
No, we went 7.
And I don't mean okay in that sense. I'm just saying to be a guy that like not be at a.
What it means though is Kentucky will pony up the money for a coach. The problem that we're having at Kentucky is ponying up the money for the NIL deals.
Yeah,
we're not building that bank that an A&M can build.
Yeah,
or Alabama.
Nope, Georgia.
Yeah. I mean Michigan, Ohio State. These big powerhouses, and I mean big ass alumni bases too. With money.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Kentucky is considerably a small school when you're talking about the likes of Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. Those are all humongous schools.
It's more of a blue collar kind of school too.
Yeah,
in ways.
I think
if you get what I'm saying.
When you look at the fan base of Kentucky, there's not many more that are as blue collar as they are.
Yeah,
because you got to talk about Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky. Those aren't big populous areas.
No, it's not.
They're very country, very low income, poverty ridden areas. There's not a whole lot of money when you're talking about that. Your money's in the central part of the state and the horses and stuff like that.
Yep.
But there is Kentucky alumni everywhere. Fan base travels well. There's Kentucky fans all over the place. But when it comes to football, it's not necessarily the same as it is on the basketball side.
No, I'm with you.
But that's what you need. You need that. You need to bring them together. So they both. You don't need to have the one guy that's the Kentucky football fan but doesn't really care for basketball, or the one that's all in on basketball and not on really on football. You need it to be together. I mean, if you and we talked about it before, is Carolina and Kentucky are very similar.
They are
in their
very,
fan
very,
bases.
very similar in their same thing. And it's like I'm very disappointed in how Carolina finished up their football season.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm also a realist that, like, would I like to see them win 10 games? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But I don't like them losing to State and Georgia Tech and freaking Virginia.
Well, you're talking about 2 of those 3 should have been W's. There's your 10-win season.
Yeah.
Then you're still top 25. You took a hit yesterday, but NC State's had their number for the last 3 years.
NC State's had their number. The Clemson game last week was terrible.
Well, the Clemson game, I mean, Clemson's turning things around. It took them a while to get to where
The Clemson
they are.
that is playing right now is not the Clemson that played against Duke.
No, not at all.
The Clemson that is playing now would smash Duke.
I agree.
Smash them. Their defense is playing great. Offense has gotten a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no.
No, it's more of a typical Dabo Clemson team at this point. Now,
I mean, they did struggle trying to score points against South Carolina yesterday.
But there you go again. We're talking SEC, ACC. The SEC is a different animal when it comes to the gauntlet they basically put all themselves through year in and year out. There's a reason it's the best conference in football. There's a reason they continue to win national titles at a higher clip than any other conference in football.
Yeah. I mean, they're just going through the SEC with one loss is
that's a difficult thing to do in its own right.
It's
and go
fantastically brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to run into a close game here or there.
Sure.
Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. And it's only going to get, I say worse, but worse, I mean better. Once Texas and Oklahoma gets into.
Dude, it's going to be nuts.
Oh.
But now when you're talking about the expansion to 12 teams, you're probably talking about 4 SEC teams that get in there. You might even see a time there's 5 of them.
Well, right now, if it's 12 teams, you're looking at Alabama, Georgia automatically. You're looking at Ole Miss,
mm-hmm.
and you're getting serious consideration about LSU at the moment.
Well, LSU's only on the up.
That's what I'm saying. At the moment, you would if the 12 teams was this year,
mm-hmm.
those 4, I say 3 of those 4 are definitely in, and I think LSU could be the 4th.
That's next year or this year, yes. Mm-hmm. But next year, when you're talking about how this continues to go,
I mean, what is
you're gonna see because you're bringing in Texas, Oklahoma. One of those 2 teams, like Texas this year, would be considered one of those 12, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't say that about Oklahoma at this point. They've effed it up, but
they're still a top 20 program.
Sure.
If you take those teams, how many SEC, Texas, Oklahoma teams are in the top 25 right now? How many you got?
Well, just between the states of Texas and Oklahoma?
No, just adding Texas
adding them.
and Oklahoma to the SEC. How many top 25 teams would you have right now?
Well, let's see. You're going to have
Georgia, Alabama,
Tennessee.
Well, I forget about Tennessee being ranked.
Right. You're going to have
Ole Miss,
LSU, Ole Miss,
Texas, Oklahoma.
That's 7. 7 to 16 teams. Missouri. Don't forget Missouri.
Yeah.
Because that team came out of nowhere. Who also just fucking manhandled Arkansas yesterday.
Let's see.
They were up 41-0 going into the 4th quarter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about right. How about Vandy? 0-8 in the SEC this year. Oof. Couldn't even pull one off.
Actually, man, you would be smoking right now. Tennessee, because you've got just one.
So you got Tennessee.
One.
All right, Georgia,
2,
Bama.
3, 4,
or you
5,
count them.
6.
Said 7.
7.
Yeah, so we said 7.
But 6 are in the top 13.
Top 13.
Top 13.
That's nuts, right? So there's potential for 6 of these teams to end up in the playoff next year. Like if we were playing 12 this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Potential.
Yeah, that's absolutely absurd. Let's kind of jump into conference championship games next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Give a little bit of a prediction here, what we're looking at. what would that be? That's going to be week 14. So Friday night's going to start us off. We'll have New Mexico State at Liberty. Man, that's a distance. Liberty's in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. And they're in the same conference?
Yep.
What was that, Conference USA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they're playing in Virginia. So, well, Liberty's still ranked. They're undefeated, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Liberty, number 25, 7 o'clock Friday. You know what's best about Friday night is we get to actually watch Oregon and Washington play at a decent hour.
Oh, God, dude, I cannot
It's not
wait.
10:30 o'clock. 10:30 at night.
Wait.
It's 8 p.m. ABC playing in Vegas, neutral site. I am stoked for that game.
That game, Alabama Georgia game. That's the two games I really care about.
So live pod during that one. That would be a good one.
Oh my God, I'd love to do that. I think we can make that happen.
We can make that one happen next week.
I think we can.
Yeah. So just plan on the stream being during this game next week.
Ooh,
Yeah, Friday, December 1, 8 p.m. Boom.
I like it.
All right, let's
I'm
make
in.
that happen. What's your take on it, man? I mean, I know your take. You're going to pick Washington. I'm picking Oregon because beginning of the year.
I'm going to stick with my Washington pick, but at the same time, Washington has not looked the same. And Oregon is
doing
just...
it. Oregon's climbing, and
God.
Oregon's got revenge on their mind.
Oregon wins that game. I think Oregon gets into the playoffs.
They have to, right?
I would think they get in.
You beat an undefeated Washington team. You revenge your only loss.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you're a one-loss team that has big-time wins.
Yeah.
Take it, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only game they lost was to Washington. So,
And now you're getting them in a neutral site. They play at Washington. They played at Washington.
I think so, yeah.
Originally. Yeah, so you show that you could beat that same team at a neutral site.
Yeah, I think Oregon.
And Oregon is electric, man. Watching Oregon play,
they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun
They're
to
fun
watch.
to
That
watch.
offense is just, it's crazy good.
It's been that
And
way.
their defense is improving. It's not going to be.
It's not going to be an SEC.
Stop, it's not going to stop a Georgia.
No.
It's not going to stop an Alabama. I don't know if it might stop a Michigan, but I doubt it.
But their
Michigan's offense is
offense-
not at the same caliber as the two SEC schools.
Oregon's offense, though, I think can score points on anybody.
That is true.
I think they can score on anybody. I don't care. I think they can still get 30 on you.
Washington can drop 30 on Iowa. Oregon's going to drop at least 30 on Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about how we'll see because we're getting ready to talk about that too. Iowa's actually going to have to play somebody, and we'll see how good that defense really is.
Well,
Yeah.
the last time they played somebody, they got smoked.
Right? That's why we said we'll see, but that was week 4.
Oof.
So you got time to improve. I like I said, they're going to drop 30 on an Iowa.
Yeah.
So Oregon dropping 40 on Georgia, Alabama,
Maybe. It's not
Michigan, and Washington too. They can all do it. That one's going to be probably the second best championship game.
I hope so. Right now.
We already know what the first one is.
Oh, yeah, that's
It
Georgia,
has-
Bama.
Yeah, that one's
All day
got
long.
everything is about that game next Saturday, which we'll talk about. I'm taking Oregon because I want my pick to win out. You're taking Washington. You want your pick to win out. Makes good sense.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong there. I see Oregon winning this one probably like 52-49, somewhere in there. It's going to be close.
The spread
it's
at
gonna
the
be
moment
nuts.
for this, according to ESPN, is Oregon minus 9.5.
Wow, they're really down on Washington.
Yeah. Over and under is 67.5.
Yeah, we're taking the over.
Oh, God, yeah.
Taking the over, slam it.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, that 9.5, though, that scares the shit out of me.
52-49 is my prediction.
I would take Washington plus 9.
That's not a bad move either. We take the over in Washington plus 9. Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool if it grew to like 10.5 too. Ooh. Oh, I'd be so comfy.
I'd be all over that.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm in with you. Let's do it. There's bet 1 for next weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. You got Big Ten championship that's at noon on Saturday. That's going to be Oklahoma State at Texas. What we got on the line?
Big 12.
Or Big 12. Yeah, my bad.
You got on the line, you got potential Texas in the playoff contention is what you got.
No, I meant the line itself.
Oh, the line itself on that one, yeah, is Texas minus 11.5.
11.5. Well,
well, that's the opening. It's currently the spread is 12.5 according to ESPN Bet.
I mean, but you're talking Oklahoma State's lost 3 games this year, and they've lost to bad teams. They went on the road to UCF. That's the last loss they have, and they got fucking handled.
Yeah,
I mean, destroyed, dude.
I'm pretty sure we sat here and watched that one.
Yep. Then, that's when they wore those ugly ass jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah.
UCF should break those out all the time.
Yeah. Then South Alabama smashed them at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And they took a close loss to Iowa State. Their best win this year is probably the Oklahoma game, but that's a rivalry game.
Yep.
You're talking about they did beat Kansas this year. I think they were the first ones to knock them off.
Yep, they were.
And here recently, they've played tight games with Houston and BYU. They did avoid Texas already this year.
They probably should have lost to BYU yesterday, to be honest.
Right. So I'm going to take Texas covering.
Man, 11.5 is a lot. I don't dislike it, though, but it's a lot.
I mean, the likes of UCF destroyed them. They covered that spread.
Like I said, it opened at 11.5. It's currently 12.5.
It's a little high.
Yeah, it's a little high.
We'll revisit it during the pod next week because we don't have to make that bet immediately.
No, we don't.
So we'll go ahead and...
I think Texas wins. If you're going to ask me, I think Texas wins.
I mean, we can go straight money line on it. I hear you, but I think Texas handles it, man. They're playing in Arlington too. It's
a home game.
It's basically a home game.
It's gonna be a home game.
Playing that ugly
Texas fans,
starred stadium.
Texas fans travel.
They do. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
All right. Up next after that, we've got, I think it's the MAC championship with Toledo and Miami.
Miami of Ohio.
I don't really think that's
Ben Roethlisberger's alma mater.
Yeah. Even though it is 2 10-plus win teams playing each other. Mm-hmm. Miami is 10-2. Toledo is 11-1, which
I know nothing about these teams.
That's all I really know because I don't really watch MAC football.
Me either. The only time I watch it is when we play 3 of them at the beginning of the year because that's what Kentucky does, baby.
Just play. Hey,
3 MAC teams.
We'll play Division I, but we're gonna play all MAC schools.
We definitely do.
Hard
to judge. But if you're in Detroit and you want to, make a trip to this game, it's $12.
Yeah, you can get a ticket for $12.
$12, man. Play at Ford Field.
I'd go to that. I'd pay the $12 just to go see Ford Field.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably cheaper than the tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's not a bad move.
You're going to spend way more money on beer than you are tickets for this game.
Oh, because, you got to be drunk to watch it all. I mean, there's not going to be – it might be exciting football, but there's not –
Toledo is favored.
For who wins or for whatever happens in this.
No, there's no implication. There's nothing.
It doesn't affect anything.
Nope. Toledo is 8-point favorites.
That makes sense. They were the better team. They are the 1 seed going into this one. Let's not touch it because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Another one we probably don't know much about is Boise State and UNLV.
I know UNLV's played fairly well. Boise State has been in the dumps.
Yeah, this one's in Vegas, so this one's going to play the night right after Oregon, Michigan.
It's not even the night. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's what I was saying. Like, that field crew is going to be busy, son.
Yes, yeah, they are. I mean, at midnight on
Friday
night, they're going to be, or Saturday morning, they're going to be busy because they're going to have that thing ready within 12 hours because they're going to start warming up at least at noon. Yeah. If not earlier.
Yeah, so you got to have all the logos changed out. The end zones are going to probably be changed out. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be.
But apparently this is a science that these places have down, and they could turn a field in under 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
What's crazy is when you see like those NHL, NBA
stuff
where it'll go
they pull out the hardwood and then bring in the ice, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And they do it like just real quick.
Bang. Like it's nothing.
Man,
They've got it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
let's ride UNLV.
I'm going to ride
It's a home game.
It is a home game.
They're playing in Vegas. Yeah, we'll ride UNLV because when's the last time you heard anything about Boise State anymore?
It's been a while.
Man, they haven't been ranked in a while. It's not the same as it used to be.
We're gonna skip the Georgia game for a
Yeah,
minute.
we'll come back.
We'll come back to that one.
So we'll go to SMU at Tulane. Tulane's been kind of the squad all year for that conference.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them. I think they're fine.
Yeah, they've been handling business. They've been taking care, taking care of the teams they're supposed to throughout their league all year. I would ride with Tulane. What's the spread on that one?
Spread on the Tulane game, I'm gonna guess it's double digit. Oh, 3.5. SMU is 10-2 also.
Yeah? Who's SMU's losses to?
Oh, let's see. Their losses are to Oklahoma, TCU, and
Those are the only two, because they lost two. And TCU, though?
They lost 34-17 to TCU. But they smashed a lot of teams. They can throw up some
Tell
points.
me the last three opponents in point differential.
They beat North Texas 45-21, Memphis 38-34, Navy 59-14.
Yeah, nobody really stands out. How about Tulane?
Tulane. Let's see what they did.
Ooh, this is a home game for Tulane. They're in New Orleans.
Tulane. Let's see. Their last three games were against Tulsa, which they won 24-22, FAU, which they won 24-8, and Texas San Antonio, which they won 29-16. Man.
I'm going to rock with the home team here.
I'm going to go the other way, bro.
You already going to take SMU?
I'm going to take SMU. They can score some points, son. And I mean, they can score some points.
Yeah, we got a week to do some research.
I'm not even going to do any research. I'm just going to call it.
As is. You don't want to overthink it, huh?
No, I'm not going to overthink it at all. I just don't see it, sir.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
The lowest amount of points they scored in any game this year was 11. Sorry, 11 in the Oklahoma loss. That was it. And all their wins.
That was Oklahoma, too. So
all their wins are 30 plus. They dropped 69 on Tulsa. They beat Temple 55-0.
Middle school joke.
Do you hear the last score, though?
No.
They beat Temple 55-0.
That's not like Temple's great.
No, I understand that. Yeah. But 69-10 over Tulsa?
No, that's pretty awful.
59-14. Man, I'm rolling with SMU on that one. I'm in.
All right, go with it.
I'm in. They're both undefeated in conference. That's why they're playing each other.
Next one is App State at Troy.
App State shouldn't be playing in this game.
Because of yesterday?
No, App State should not be playing in this game because, honestly, this should be James Madison's game.
Oh, that's right. You're correct because James Madison actually finished, was the Sun Belt, right?
It is the Sun Belt.
Yeah, so James Madison went undefeated in their conference this year.
James Madison went 7-1. Their one loss was to App State.
It was to App State. So, hey.
They are 11-1.
But App State lost 3 times?
4.
4. But 3 times in the Sun Belt, right?
Yep.
No, 2 times in the Sun
2
Belt.
times.
2 times
No, they lost.
Yeah, they went 6-2 in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
James Madison went 7-1, 11-1 overall. Troy went 7-1 as also, but they're in the western part of the Sun Belt. Yeah, this should be James Madison.
It should be James Madison playing in
Sun Belt should have just come out and said, yes, you can play in the conference title game.
Yeah, they should have.
Why?
Yeah, I
does that matter?
don't think it was even the Sun Belt. I think it's an NCAA rule.
But the NCAA came out and they're going to let them bowl, right?
Well, I think they're letting them bowl because they didn't have enough other teams be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
That was one of the only ways. They the deal is when you do the switch over from FCS or FBS to FCS or whatever it is.
Yeah, you got to wait 4 years?
You have to wait, I think it's 2 years or something like that. But like
was it Western Kentucky that ran into this not too long ago? Not Western Kentucky. It's Eastern Kentucky, I think. They ran into the same shit.
Well, what it is James Madison did something different. They're like, all right, cool, we're willing to meet you differently, because normally what you do that first year when you come in, you play a half schedule. You play a half FBS, FCS schedule.
Right. So that way you come in, it's not.
James Madison did not do that.
No, they came in.
They went full load. Let's go. We're not going to do it that way.
They're ready for it. Then I think it's trash.
And in the game, like I said, the game they lost, it was 26-23. It wasn't like it was
right. It wasn't a blowout or anything.
Yeah, and at the same time, you can't say they lost to like a bad team either.
Let's see. App State. Now I'm going to pull for the home state team.
You're going to go App on it?
Yeah.
I'm not against App State. I'm going to pull for the home state team for us.
It's baseless. Other than they are in our state and Troy is in Alabama. So
there'll be plenty of Alabama love.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll skip over Michigan and Iowa for now. Louisville at Florida State. Louisville took the L's down yesterday to UK.
Yep.
Cats, 5 years straight we've beaten those bastards.
As you should. They've been terrible up until this year.
This year just shows that the ACC conference schedule doesn't really prep you for this game. Kentucky prepares themselves better than Louisville does because of the type of talent they go against.
Yeah, it's also a rivalry game too.
Sure, man. I get that, but at the same time,
you don't want to finish that with an L either.
Nah, we haven't been good, but we look better in what, and especially in our execution yesterday. It was weird. We were able to do things we can't do against the SEC defenses. Neither here nor there. I give you Florida State, even with the backup quarterback.
Yeah. I think that's another one of those, like, Florida State wins. Are they? You got to be an automatic in.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, you kind of have to.
They're undefeated.
And this is where the chaos is going to ensue. It's where the chaos is going to
Well, you're going to get a team that shouldn't be in, but they deserve to be in. Because had the quarterback situation not changed for them, they're clearly one of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But you can't hold them against that, or you can't hold that against them either. Are they going to win? Probably not. Are they going to probably get blown out in the first game, especially because they're going to probably be the fourth?
No, there's a chance they're the third. There's a chance they're the third because the way they end up being the fourth is
Michigan will be the one if they win, and Georgia loses, because I'm thinking Bama's going to win. You're going to have Bama. You're gonna have Michigan at 1.
Yeah.
Bama at 2. Georgia at 3. No, because then you're gonna get back to back Bama Georgia games.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
No.
They're not gonna do that.
Georgia would end up being 4. But then Florida State would have to play Bama.
Florida State could undefeated. Could possibly be as high as 2.
But then you're getting Bama. Because Bama and Georgia would be 3-4.
Yeah.
Because even if Georgia loses this, there's not a team that's going to jump them.
Okay. What if?
Well, hold on. No, if Washington wins, now we're undefeated. Yeah,
you got undefeated Washington sitting there too.
Yeah, you're
right.
If
Washington wins,
I think you leave Florida State out. But no, see, that's tough. Because if Florida State wins, we get the chaos no matter what.
How you get it? How you keep an undefeated team out?
Their schedule. Best win for Florida State this year.
LSU.
Yeah. But guess what?
And
Bama beat LSU.
They beat them like Florida State beat them. Florida State beat the wheels off LSU.
That was the first game of the year.
It's still, they beat the wheels off of them.
You think that's the same LSU that's playing right now?
No, but I also think LSU.
And now you gotta.
I also think LSU went in that game talking a lot of trash, and they.
Oh no, they gave Florida State a bunch of bulletin board material for sure.
Yep, and Florida State, it's like, oh yeah,
we're
going to smack you around.
No, and they did, but I'm just saying, it's not the same team. I'm biased to the SEC anyway.
No, I get it. And you should, but at the same time,
Okay. There is a scenario. I guess there's a scenario that whoever wins the Bama Georgia game is the only one that gets in. But I cannot believe if Alabama does win that you hold out a Georgia. You can't keep Georgia out. You can't. But if you have Florida State win and you have Washington win,
if you have if Bama wins and you have Michigan, Florida State, Washington win, I don't know.
Do you keep Bama out?
You can't keep Bama out.
Not a one-loss Bama.
You can't keep a one-loss Bama who just beat the number one team.
A team that hasn't lost in 3 years.
Yeah, you can't keep them out.
And you can't keep Georgia out.
I don't. That's where the chaos is going to see. Like I used to think, like the one loss, everybody just have one loss. And
no, because I think you can rank them a lot easier that way. Because let's say Florida State does lose to Louisville. Then you just don't have an ACC team in. No. We're fine with that.
Yep, I'm fine
And then
with
it
that.
makes everything easier. You take the Pac-12 champion, then you take 2 SEC teams if Alabama wins. Because you only get one SEC team if Georgia wins. Yep. Bama's not in. Then then that opens everything up. That's what I mean. If you want chaos, Bama wins. That's it.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the Bama win. Going in with one.
That gives you chaos.
Is you got Texas back here saying, "Hey, we beat them." At their place.
They did. But this is a different Bama team than it was in Texas, too, when Texas played them. That Milroe
didn't look had looked better in the last couple of weeks.
I mean, you could put him in the Heisman conversation for what he's been doing.
No, man.
You can put him in the conversation.
You can put him in the conversation. No.
But you can put him in the conversation.
He's down.
And back then, we were trashing him. We were like, Milroe, you trash, dude.
Dude, that's when they were still trying to figure out who they were going to play at quarterback.
Right. We thought Milroe's maybe not the guy. Yeah. Let's start subbing the guys in and out and see what we can get here.
It's just, oh, man. It's just going to be chaos, period. Because we know Michigan wins, Michigan's in, period.
They have to be. Michigan wins,
problem is,
Michigan's in.
If Michigan loses, where does that put them? Where does that put them?
You take them out.
Where does that put Ohio State?
You take them out.
You tell me they're going to live in, like, if you end up with a bunch of one-loss teams, they're going to leave one of those teams out.
Hold on. Washington wins.
Okay.
Michigan loses.
Okay.
Bama wins.
Okay.
Florida State wins.
Mm-hmm. Bama wins. Shit.
See? Now we're getting chaotic.
Honestly, if Bama wins.
We know Michigan's not going to lose, so we don't have to worry about that scenario. But, you know, shit has happened. And football's been nuts. So, all right. So let's say Michigan loses. Bama wins.
There's just no way Michigan loses.
I know, but we're just talking scenarios.
Okay. I'm listening.
Michigan loses.
Okay.
That means you have a one-loss Ohio State, one-loss Michigan. You still want one-loss Michigan over one-loss Ohio State because Michigan beat them head-to-head, right? Right?
Yeah.
I
would. I would.
I would take a Michigan over them because they beat them head-to-head. Plain and simple.
But
Don't need to even dig deeper into any look on that at all.
Yeah, but my problem would be that you let a terrible, terrible Iowa team beat you. Even though they're 10-2.
Because that means they outscored you, and that can't happen.
That can't happen.
No. Yeah, because their offense
it's terrible.
Is awful. It is awful. The only way, I mean, and granted, a lot of ways teams are beating Iowa are just turning them over, which you can do, and Michigan's going to be successful in doing that.
Michigan...
Because they're going to give themselves good field position, and you're going to keep the defense on the field too long. You're going to gas them in the second half. They're not going to be able to keep up, and that's what we're talking about with that spread. When we're talking about the over-under, we're betting the over. We're betting, and we don't like doing that with Iowa, but we know here that we're going to bet the over.
Yeah,
and we're going to take them to cover. They're going to. It just makes too much sense. Michigan is not, and Harbaugh comes back coaching.
And just to fill you in on everything, at the moment, Michigan is a 23-point fave. And the over and under is 35.5.
They're going to cover.
They're going to cover. Michigan probably going to cover by themselves.
Right.
I mean, geez, we took Michigan to cover by themselves at 52 one time this year.
They did 3 fucking points.
We just needed the team to score a field goal, bro. Field goal. That's all they need.
Michigan State, dude. They get you every time. Penn State beat them 42-0.
I know.
Over under in that game, guess what it was? 45.
Oh God. Anyway, but yeah, out of all the championship games, out of all of them, that is the one that's like,
That's the obvious win.
yeah, Michigan's gonna win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just, man, is
we'll have to see. But I feel like Michigan is the lock.
yeah.
Michigan's the lock. But I don't know. I feel like that's the rest of it is just so up in the air. I mean, like they're a 92% favorite to win.
92% favorite?
92%.
That's still a little low if you ask me.
Yeah, dude, it's low for me too.
Yeah.
It's low for me. That is the only game that I'm willing to say that's a Michigan win, and that is a lock, my friend.
Yeah.
A lock. So you're looking at
the over. I think the over the over under is almost a lock too. I think the spread's the only thing that's going to be difficult for us. We're not worried about it, but a casual bettor might want to steer clear of that and just go money line. It's an easy money line win.
It's an easy money line win.
Yeah. All right. So, man, if we're talking about so many chaotic things that could happen right here,
that would probably be the most chaotic one.
Michigan losing makes everything crazy for sure.
Yeah. Michigan loses.
And Alabama wins.
And Washington wins. Florida State wins. You're getting Bama, Georgia, Florida State, Washington. Big Ten's out.
You think so?
Big Ten's out.
Okay, because you can't take Georgia out. They've been one all year. Well, not all year. Yeah, they started one, didn't they?
They were preseason ranked number one.
They were? I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
And
well, Ohio State's been number one in the rankings at times too.
Until somebody
beats them, they're one.
Yeah, and especially if it's a close game, say if it's a 24-21 game, 2017 game like that. They're going to play it again because they want to see it again.
Yeah.
Fans will want to see it again.
Why
I would
wouldn't
watch
they?
it again. I mean, that is the only thing. Like, the only way that doesn't happen, and even then, I don't know, is somehow you end up with 3 undefeated teams.
Which could be Florida State, Georgia, and Washington.
No.
Or Michigan.
Yeah.
So you can end up with 4, technically.
You could end up with 4 if
and
Georgia
all 4
wins.
of those are in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Washington, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State. All 4 of those are in. That's it.
But
easy enough. Undefeated teams.
What do you do with 1 loss Georgia, 1 loss Bama, and 3 undefeateds? Where do you go in that? That is the
1 loss Georgia, 1 loss Bama.
Michigan, undefeated Michigan, Washington, Florida State.
You take the winner of the Georgia-Bama game, I think. I mean, I honestly, I bet you the committee will put into place with Florida State not having who got them there.
Yeah.
And they'll kick them out, even at undefeated in the ACC.
I get that. And I'm
I think
not
that's the best thing to do because you got to put in Georgia, you got to put in Bama,
you got to put in
Washington and Michigan.
You got to, but at the same time,
I think
it's
there's
just
a
one of those
long, hard discussion between Florida State and Georgia because the winner of the SEC title game is in, plain and simple, no questions asked. That person is in.
I'll agree with that.
That one's in. Whoever loses that game, though, and if Bama loses, then you got one SEC team.
Yeah, if Bama loses, it's end of discussion.
So
that
really,
is the
what
one
we're
game
talking about
that can
Georgia,
change.
Yeah. So let's say Georgia does lose. You're taking a 1-loss Georgia and an undefeated Florida State. Georgia played now by an SEC standard, a lighter schedule.
Their non-conference schedule was trash.
No, we talked
and
about
100% trash.
But we also,
it was also because I think they pulled out of I think they originally signed
Oregon, right?
No, they signed a home and home in Oklahoma pre-Oklahoma joining the conference.
Yes. So, yeah, they pulled that one back. But were they supposed to play Oregon?
No, they played Oregon last year.
Last year, okay. Yeah. So, Florida State, undefeated.
Yeah.
Missing, no, I wouldn't call him he might have been even a Heisman candidate. 4th candidate, but.
He's in there. He's in the discussion. I don't think he'd win, but he's in the discussion.
But he took that team to the height. And early on, they looked great, but they kind of slowed down. They're not, and now they're not the same team.
No, I agree that they're not. But at the same time, when they're undefeated, if they're undefeated, I don't like it. Goes back to like if you end up with 3 undefeateds and 2 1-loss SEC teams, that is where the true chaos is gonna happen.
Yeah,
because
true chaos happens with Oregon winning, Michigan losing, and Alabama winning.
Yeah,
there's
with a bunch of with a bunch of 1-loss teams.
Yeah,
but if you end up with 3 undefeateds and Bama beating Georgia, the committee, that is probably where the committee is going to struggle the worst.
I would drop Florida State. In my opinion, I'm SEC biased all day. But it's big, and I don't want them to hold that injury against them, but I mean, I think you got to. Because you want competitive football. You don't want to see the trash that Notre Dame's walked out into and given. You don't want to see the TCU trash you saw last year. You don't want that.
I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't want to see that.
You want competitive fast football. And Florida State playing a Georgia, playing in Alabama, playing a Michigan, playing a Washington, or an Oregon, they're not going to be competitive.
Not without Jordan Davis. Yeah. I know, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But at the same time, like, leaving an undefeated team, a Power 5 undefeated team out of the
It's tough,
mix.
But we even know the ACC's down.
No, I watched a lot of it. Believe me, I know.
It's just, you can't, man. Give me Bama and Georgia over Florida State. That's what you're basically saying. If Bama wins, you got to take Georgia over Florida State.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing.
Are a bunch of people in
but you're going to have
Tallahassee going to be fucking upset? Sure.
I think you have more than just that. I think you have more than just Tallahassee.
Well, no, you're going to have the ACC upset with you.
You're going to have the ACC upset. You're going to have...
You'll have Big Ten guys upset because they're bad. What about Ohio State?
Yeah, you'll have... I mean, you legitimately...
But Ohio State... man, you're going to upset some people, but you got to go... You just got to go... You can't take a team that's lost 1 game in 3 years and take them out. That hasn't even happened yet.
You'd have Texas fans, man.
Yeah, because Bama gets in.
Yep.
But Bama played a tougher schedule than they did.
I get it. But that L is from Texas at home. We came into your field and beat you.
I get it.
I understand.
Do you think Texas is going to beat Bama right now? Doubtful.
I don't know, man. They struggled yesterday with Auburn.
Well, they will. We talked about rivalries already. Louisville lost to Kentucky yesterday. Kentucky sucks.
North Carolina State. I get it all, but at the same time,
at least State was ranked.
It's still just one of those, like, I don't know. I think that chaos is just going to be, I think it's going to be incredible no matter what. Because, I mean, the only way it's not going to be chaos is if you just have Georgia win, you have Michigan win, you have Washington win, you have Florida State win. But no chaos. You got 4 undefeated teams.
Easy peasy. That's what the committee's waiting for. They want that. They hope to God that's what they get.
Somebody's going to throw a monkey wrench in that, though.
Bama and Oregon are my 2 favorites to do it.
Okay. What do you do with Oregon? What do you do with 1-loss Oregon at that point?
And they win. Ooh, that's more count. All right, man, we can get on this for all day.
That's what I'm saying.
If Oregon wins, they got to be – because you're saying if Washington's in if they win, Oregon has to be in if they win. Because they avenged their only loss. They avenged their only loss, right?
Okay. Do you put a 1-loss – hear me out. Okay? Oregon beats Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan beats Iowa.
That's obvious.
Alabama beats Georgia.
Alabama, Michigan in automatically. Oregon, you said wins, so Oregon's in automatically.
Florida State wins. Then
you
you end up
Georgia,
then you end up with
State,
Michigan.
Washington.
You end up with
Oh.
Michigan, Florida State undefeated, Georgia, Bama, Oregon, Washington, Texas.
This is the
all
year
with
they wish
Ohio
they would have
State,
gone 12.
all with 1 losses.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't really look at. I keep throwing Texas out there, and I just say because they beat Bama. I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, it's just the questions. I'd be, hey, Texas fans would have a legitimate gripe.
So they did
Ohio State would.
So they beat Bama and lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But
I think the Oklahoma game was a bad loss. Didn't Oklahoma thump them pretty good?
No.
Was it not?
34-30.
Oh, yeah. It was that last second touchdown. It was like the last minute touchdown drive.
No, it was a close one, and it's a rivalry game. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's not like and when you say like they lost to Oklahoma, they're losing to number 12 Oklahoma.
Yes, no, they didn't lose to like shitty Oklahoma.
And I think when they played them, they were both top 10.
Oh yeah, at the time they were both undefeated.
So I mean, man, the chaos is already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there. The only way the chaos doesn't happen is Georgia wins, Florida State wins, Washington wins, Michigan wins. That's it.
Yeah, man. It's
and then you have all the one-loss teams just sitting there. I mean, the Georgia-Alabama one, that is the one that is going to throw the most chaos.
Yeah.
Because then you're literally, how do we do this?
It's wild, dude.
How do we legitimately appease everyone if you end up with both of them in 1 loss? Because like I'm saying, if you end up with Florida State winning, Michigan winning, Washington winning, and then 1 loss Georgia, 1 loss Alabama, and then you're like, oh, well, you set Florida State down because of this. Man, I don't know how you put a 1-loss team underneath. I don't know how you do it. It would be so hard for that community to say, all right, this is why we're doing it.
I mean, it's going to be hard, like putting out Florida State at this point,
Yeah, if they win, I mean, how?
It's hard because they're undefeated.
Say they beat the brakes off of Louisville.
I don't think that's going to change my opinion of them one way or the other.
I know, I get it, but I mean, just
because we saw Louisville lose to Kentucky.
Yeah, but it's
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying the losses that Louisville has had have been bad. Kentucky's not a good loss. Pitt was not a good loss.
No, I get that.
Those are 2 horrible losses. So if Florida State comes out and says we are clearly the dominant ACC program, doesn't mean shit.
I get that. But if they still beat the wheels off of them.
They struggle with Florida. And Florida is worse than Kentucky.
They struggle with Florida with multiple quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but they still won.
Win and keep going. I get it. But at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying.
I do, and I'm not disagreeing with you in certain ways. I just don't know. I just don't know. It would be hard for me. It would be hard.
All right. Well, we can run about this forever, so we'll dive back into it on Friday night.
Yeah, we will.
Let's move on to the football slate today.
All right, what we got?
Well, right now we are watching Game Day Live, of course, and he did not get that.
No, that second foot wasn't it?
Yeah, I wish he did because I have C.J. Stroud. Although I am going against Tank Dell, so that's not good either.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's see. First game on the slate is the Saints and the Falcons. Falcons up 14-9 with the football driving. They're at the 50 right now.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, give me Bijan already has a touchdown today, so I need another. Like, make it worth my while today. Like, turn your entire season around today, Bijan, and I'll be very happy. Am I seeing this right? Olave, before halftime, has 7 catches for 114 yards.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, Derek Carr's only thrown for 180 yards so far. Jesus. Yeah. I'm not eyeing any receivers down. Not me. I wonder why that one pick happened. I bet it was a throw to Olave.
Yep. Let's just put 3 guys on Olave, and we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, Michael Thomas beat us.
Yeah.
Actually, he's probably still dealing with that. Well, he played even though he got arrested.
Man, How is the lobby playing after he got arrested?
Man, the NFL don't care unless you hit a woman and it's videotaped,
Right? I'm with you on that. Like, I don't get it.
or you kill somebody in a drunk driving accident.
I do have Falcons minus a point and a half right now, so I'm good.
You're
with
doing good right now because if they score on this drive, they're still going. 3rd and 4 right now.
Yeah, I tried to get it in before the game started, and it wouldn't let me do the multiple. This is the only game I could get out.
You had to live bet this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, anyways, Falcons possibility here. I mean, this is a divisional game, so this one will really help their chances of winning the NFC South.
Yeah.
So opportunities there for them. Yeah, I like the pick of the Falcons too. So let's roll with the Falcons. Next game, Steelers are on the road at the Bengals. Bengals up 7-3 currently. That one is on the screen now. Kenny Pickett's got a 3rd and 17 right around the 50.
I actually was going to take the Bengals plus 3 in this one.
They are the home team, and we know the struggles that Pittsburgh has offensively.
I don't know how they struggle offensively. They have
so much
good
wide receivers, running back, quarterback's not bad. He's still young, still learning, but still, man,
they're handcuffing this kid.
They absolutely are. Let them open it up. Where just get at it and try.
Throw the ball downfield. Let them
make
throw
shit
the ball.
happen.
Yeah, they did 90. They threw a bunch of damn short ass screens and stuff like that.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett already has 149 yards in the air today, though.
That's good.
Yeah, you still got 33 seconds in the first half. Excuse me. I thought that was an 8. And you can tell your boy's getting old.
Next game, Panthers Titans.
Titans smoking, which at home, on the road with the traveling Panthers. Panthers we know are awful.
I think they made a.
How'd the Texans lose to this team?
I don't know.
Because when you
on
watch
the road,
them, because the Titans fucking suck too, dude.
They're
Will Levis has 101 yards already in the first half. That's pretty impressive for a rookie quarterback against the one thing that is typically strong for the Panthers.
Their defense.
Secondary.
Yeah, secondary is okay. Defense is okay usually. The problem is, I think the Carolina bought into the Bryce Young hype too hard. What I really think, I think David
Tepper did. We talked about that.
Bought into the hype too hard. Because I'm almost positive Frank Reich wanted somebody else.
He did. He wanted C.J. Stroud. Everybody in the building wanted C.J. Stroud except Tepper. Oh, missed 50-yard field goal for Houston. That sucks.
Yeah. And unfortunately...
Hold on, that's Hopkins too, isn't it? That's who the kicker is for the Texans, right?
No, it's starts with an A, it looks like.
Oh, Amendola?
Yeah.
Oh, their kicker's Amendola. Okay. He knew it as soon as he kicked it, too.
Dude, I love those red helmets.
They're nice, man.
Those things are sweet.
I agree.
And I know you're not a big fan of the red, but
Hopkins is Cleveland's kicker. I get them mixed up.
I know you're not a big fan of the red, but those things look
not
sweet,
in football.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah, those things are sweet. Anyway, but no, he bought into the Bryce Young stuff.
That's not Bijan.
And God, I think it's going to bite him in the ass because he has looked.
Yeah, but now you can't hold anybody accountable if you force that pick on everybody. And I've
he's going to. He's going to. Frank Reich's probably going to be out.
That's bullshit, man. You can't hold him accountable for that. When he told you he wanted Stroud.
Dude, I think he wanted anybody but Bryce Young. And honestly,
Bryce Young is 8 of 16 for 80 yards right now against a awful Titans defense.
They could have set Pat at 9 and got Levis.
They could have got him in the second round.
Yeah, I mean they could have been fine.
They would have been better off with Levis.
Personally, the Panthers made a lot of mistakes. Honestly,
well, I mean, you'd still have DJ Moore.
They still have more.
Yeah.
Honestly, they shouldn't have signed Miles Sanders. They should have kept Freeman.
Yes.
Should have kept Freeman and Chuba Hubbard, and they'd have been fine in the backfield. I mean,
Cordell Patterson, yapping, get him, old man. He's running like a fucking brick shithouse right now.
Dude, he's jacked.
He is. Look,
he is.
they've run 2 plays for him back to back right here. Look at him just truck this dude. Boom! That's why he got up chirping. He's like, nah, you ain't tackling me, son. Get off me, little boy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, that's like, they just made mistakes.
Yeah.
The Miles Sanders signing, I thought at the time was, okay, that's not terrible. You're not
well, you
super
didn't overspit. I don't think you overspit for him, but you don't have an offensive line that's going to make him productive.
No.
Because he's kind of a quick, east-south or east-west kind of guy. He's not your traditional north-south guy.
He's not your drop your shoulders run north-south.
Yeah,
he's got to make a guy miss.
He can do a decent job at it, but yeah, he's more of make the guy miss, catch the ball out of the backfield. That kind of guy.
That's you.
We're looking at the same page, is it me?
Yeah, I'm muted. Right there, mute.
The funny thing though is like you can't always hear it on the pod anyway, which is nice because it's so far away from the mic, so I like that. Anyways, yeah, Panthers, they suck, made bad decisions. They're getting a look at a quarterback they probably could have taken later and kept all their assets and set themselves up for a lot more success next year. But no.
And they lose.
Owner meddling is really not a good thing.
And now they have literally traded probably the number 1 pick in the draft.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, in a much better.
But see, here's the thing. They're going to go get Caleb Williams. Or they would have gone and got Caleb Williams. And we already know that guy's probably not it.
Man, I don't know.
He looks good. Don't get me wrong. But
he looked better. Like,
oh, is that Christian Kirk?
It is Christian Kirk.
Man, that was a bomb from Trevor Lawrence right there.
It took him a long time to shove that dude out of bounds.
You go for extra. You go for 3 here, or you try to score again?
It took him a long time to shove him out of bounds.
It
Why
did.
Why's he
He's
fighting
grabbing
with him?
his
Go
arm.
out of bounds.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to get in.
I guess so. It was a bad move.
Not even close. You're short.
Steps out in front of the pylon.
Yep. You're short. You're just inside the 2.
Yeah. Look at what is his name? DeVito. What's it? Tommy DeVito?
Tommy DeVito. Is he balling today?
They're up 7-0 on the Patriots right now.
That was one of the ones I was trying to get. I was trying to get the Giants +4.
You were? Yeah, that looks good right now. 7-0.5.
Yeah.
Living at home with mommy and daddy.
Yeah, see, just inside.
Out of bounds right there.
Yep.
Kirk got greedy.
Now,
so they kick a field goal, right? That's what I go for. Yeah, you get a 2-possession. Nope. Trevor Lawrence is out there.
I like it.
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this Jacksonville-Houston game. It's 13-7, 1 second left on the clock, and Jacksonville's on the 2. First and goal. Of course, they got time for 1 play.
They don't score.
They don't. We already saw it. Yeah.
No.
I say go for 3. A toss. Oh, he got stood up. What a hell of a tackle.
Yeah.
That's a good tackle.
The only reason they don't score is I looked over and it already updated on
the halftime score. Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, and now they're going to really regret not making that a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I would say I would have kicked it.
Just kick it. No, take the 3 points.
D'Amico Ryan's got to be coach of the year, right?
I agree, man. They're 6-4. It could be 7-4 after today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 1 game behind Kansas City.
Could be 7-4 in first place in their division.
Yeah. A team that we said, they're going to be dead last.
Yeah, they were going to be dead last. It was either I think we had it. It was either them or Tennessee was going to be dead last.
No, man.
Crazy.
They're doing big things. And, yeah, D'Amico Ryan's for sure. And, he's Bird Gang for life. So, I'm all about him being successful unless he plays the Birds. Yeah, I do think Jacksonville will ultimately end up with this one.
Yeah.
But, C.J. Stroud, we need more than 7 points on the board and a half, bro.
All right.
Now you can dump it to a 4 o'clock game, 4:05, Browns at Broncos. I don't want to touch this one because, the Browns are 7-3, dude. 7-3. You think he talks about the Browns being 7-3?
This was Broncos minus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's in Denver.
And the reason why it's 2.5, it's in Denver, and the Broncos have looked better lately.
They've looked a lot better.
And you're looking at Cleveland playing with a backup quarterback
for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Although, here's the thing that benefits the Browns. The Broncos give up more yards per carry than any team in the league. And
by a large amount.
Yes, by a yard per carry over the 31st ranked team. And Ford has been running his dick off. So Ford looks to have a big game, and the Broncos just can't stop the run game. And so what you do is, if you're smart, is a healthy dose of the running game for Cleveland.
Absolutely.
And your defense is strong enough to shut down the Broncos.
Well, you got Ford.
Keep the defense off. Yeah.
You
got Ford. You got Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. Just
run. Yep, that's it. Play a slow man's game here and keep your defense off the field.
Yeah, but that's not Kevin Stefanski's
Nope.
wheelhouse.
No.
That's why I took Broncos -2.
I'm still on the Browns here. Give me the Browns. I'm a fan of that one.
I took them.
Yeah. That might be the end of your bet there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. 4:05 again. Rams at Cardinals. Oh, God, that's going to be awful. Ugh.
I'd get the Rams in that one.
Yeah, Rams are a 3-point favorite on the road. I gotta agree, man. They have more firepower on the offensive side. Both of these defenses are really not great. Yeah. So let's give me the Rams. I'm not even going to touch with that one. Stafford should have himself a game, but my man's thrown 9 touchdowns and 8 picks this year. So Stafford has fallen off.
He got that Super Bowl, though.
He's on the decline.
I think he's not far from retirement, bro.
This year, next.
I think he's very, very close.
Yeah, I agree with that. 4:25 slate. We won't jump into my game yet. We'll go ahead and go to the other one. That's Chiefs at Raiders. You got your divisional rivalry here. This one's on the road for the Chiefs. Chiefs looking to bounce back after taking an L to Burgang.
Look. Oh,
he dropped it.
Oh, you dropped it.
That wasn't Deontay Johnson, was it?
It's 18.
Oh, that's
Is that Pickens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So,
Anyway.
Chiefs looking to bounce back after taking the L to the Burgang, which, got to touch on that.
That was a good game.
It was fun to watch.
That's a good game.
A lot of heart attack for me in there. Maybe a baker's dozen in there. Ooh.
No, what I saw was honestly, and the Chiefs need to figure it out. They had a lot of fucking drop balls.
Well, that's what happens when you won't invest in a wide receiver group.
I mean,
you're taking guys that ultimately underachieve from other places.
Yeah, and you're thinking,
you got Tony on the cheap because the Giants told you he sucks.
Well, I mean, it's Scantling. That was a touchdown.
Dude,
that was a touchdown.
You couldn't ask for a better throw from Mahomes.
No, it was perfect.
No, I thought it was over right there. I was like, fuck.
Dropped it.
But I will tell you one thing. Jalen Hurts is the dude. If your team is down, that's the quarterback I want. My man is unfazed by a deficit at all. And he comes out and he just gets shit done.
Yeah, I mean, he looked.
We offense was trash early. In the second half, we kind of started putting it together. O-line was surprisingly bad in that game.
Yeah, I mean, it was everything you expected from a Super Bowl matchup as far as how tight the game was, how close the game was. Neither team was really wanting to give anything up.
It was a little bit more of a conservative game for the most part, too.
On both teams.
Offensively, yes, I agree.
But, I mean, the drops were ridiculous
No,
on Kansas City's side.
Five drops, 3 of them on the last drive. It's very hard to overcome. But let you know, those wide receivers, man, they're just not built for the moment.
They lead the league in drops.
They do. But, hey, I've dealt with Aguilar. I've dealt with Jalen Reagor. Don't talk to me about drops.
I know you have. I mean, you guys passed up Justin Jefferson.
I have no sympathy at all.
Well,
no sympathy.
Well, did you guys pass up?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Because we picked our take a white side. Oh, that was awful. And then, we passed up Justin Jefferson for
Reagor
at that time. Because I guess Howie thought he was smarter than everybody else.
Well, there's sometimes he is smarter than everybody else.
He has been recently. He's definitely redeemed himself. Don't get me wrong. But that pick at that time, number one, there wasn't one person that had Rager in the first round and over Justin Jefferson. Like, I don't know what his thought process was there. But the thing is, you could have had a DK Metcalf and a Justin Jefferson as your 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Now, am I upset with my 1 and 2 now? Hell to the no.
No, you shouldn't be.
No.
Shouldn't be.
No.
Even though
I like mine better. But that's because they've always worn green. They've always worn green. So I'm going to support.
No, they ain't.
Well, not AJ Brown.
No, they
but,
ain't.
But since since the trades happened, since the draft with Devontae Smith happened, we made the right move with Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
We only gave up one first rounder for AJ Brown.
No, I mean,
it's worth it, man. I don't care. So, we had to correct the mistake. So you got to give up something for it. Now, if you told me, had we done it correctly and gone DK and then gone.
Well, there's a chance if you have gone DK, you're not sitting where you're sitting.
You're not looking at Justin Jefferson at that time, too. Yeah. But the thing is, you had a chance to redeem yourself there. Neither here nor there. Chiefs, Raiders. Well off base here. Anyways, Chiefs, what are they? 9.5-point favorites on the road. Over-under is 43.5. Chiefs have proven they don't score at a clip they used to, and they drop too many fucking footballs. Give me the Chiefs covering, because I don't think – I mean, the Raiders are different now, but they ain't that different.
I didn't take Chiefs covering. I take Chiefs to win outright.
Okay, money line's good.
Yeah,
like
money line. 9.5 is just too much for me right now. Too much, and the Raiders are playing better.
They are playing better, and it's a rivalry game, so you don't know what's going to happen. Taysom Hill with a bomb. There you go. Anyways, Chiefs money line probably does sound better the more you think about it, especially with it being on the road and the Raiders trying to get into a playoff contention. They're 4-1 at home. Like, you know what? Who's good at home is the Raiders. It's like they suck
on the road.
They've only won one on the road, but they're good at home. They're doing well in that beautiful ass stadium of theirs.
Well, they should.
Yeah. So, hey, man, you could take the Raiders and get 9.5.
I thought about that.
That's not bad.
I thought about it.
That's not bad.
But at the same time, you could also see the Raiders.
Oh, take a turd right here? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
next 4 o'clock game.
It's the last 4 o'clock game, isn't it?
There's two 4:25 games.
Birds and Bills.
Bills. Birds at home. Kelly Green Day, for sure. Got to rep the Kelly Green all day.
I took the Birds minus, I think,
3.5, you said?
3.5, yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
I like it with the way the Bills have been playing, but I've talked about it all week, and even before the week, I was like, this is the game. Josh Allen turns around. Josh Allen balls out of control, has 350, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, makes this a close game, and it just pisses you off as an Eagles fan. Because, I mean, honestly,
I don't see it, man. The Bills,
their defense has been ass. Josh Allen's kind of been ass.
I didn't know this till today. I was watching some pregame stuff. James Cook is averaging like 6 yards a carry. They just never run the ball.
Nope. But in a lot of these games, though, they're playing from behind.
Yeah, but if you run the ball in the beginning.
Well, sure, yeah. No, you establish a run game, then you open up the pass game. As even a casual football fan knows that. So it is funny. Who knows, man? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it?
No, it makes 0 sense.
I think wearing the Kelly Greens, the crowd's going to be crazy. They're
always crazy.
Well, we're always crazy. But see, these later games, though, they're not as finely tuned at the 1 p.m. games as they are at 4:25. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're much more finely tuned by then. Give us a night game, boy. It is wild.
The pregame is.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're comfy.
Yeah, she gets to lay down and everything. She just does what she wants. And then kick me off. I'm probably not even the camera frame anymore. I'm going to be like,
yeah, probably. Probably not.
Yeah, thanks.
we'll just be the stars. You can just sit over there, just be the faceless voice.
That's me. No, it's the dog talking. Yeah, so give me the Birds. But like I said, I would not be shocked if the Bills come out and do some work today. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I don't need them to do any work. I need them to lose. So
Yeah. We didn't even cover the Thanksgiving games or anything. We'll do that after we cover this slate. Night game tonight is Ravens at Chargers. You gotta go Ravens. Ravens are only a 3-point favorite. Across the country, 48 and a half is the over/under. Man, the Ravens, the way they've been playing, you give me the Ravens, dude.
Ravens look really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
All their wide receivers are banged up tonight, though. So I don't know. I'm still taking the Ravens. I took the Ravens minus the points.
Good call.
Just because Chargers just have completely let me down. They're getting too cute with the play calling, and then I realized, now I know what Dallas has been dealing with for the last couple of years.
Exactly.
I mean,
they're trying. I mean, I guess if you want to try to be innovative and do something different, this is a way to do it. But it's not. When it's not working, change.
I don't think they give Eckler the ball enough.
No, not when you have a guy that could be a workhorse like him. Go get it. Go get it. Give him the rock all day, every day.
I think they try to be too cute about it. I think they tried to put Kelly in it more.
Yep.
And does he have some flashes? Sure. But I think when I look at him winning, go with your dogs. Go with your guys. Go with the ones who are getting it done on a consistent, regular basis.
For sure.
Stop trying to play around.
Yep.
Stop trying to be cute. There's a lot of teams out there that do it nowadays because that's the analytics way to go about it.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Well, yeah, so I think we're pretty good with that in terms of understanding really what the Chargers are doing. Because
I think Brandon Staley's out of a job.
He's got time to turn around. They're 4-6.
They have to get in the playoffs. I think they have to get in the playoffs. If they don't get in the playoffs, he's gone.
Well, sure. Do you want to continue to ruin Herbert's
You know what I do if I'm the Chargers? I let Staley walk and I go get Frank Wright, who is a quarterback guy who likes that kind of quarterback.
It's not a bad move.
I think he could do something.
Mm-hmm. That's not actually a bad move at all, honestly.
I think he could make a change.
He could. But you need to hire the right offensive coordinator. I don't think the Chargers did that right correctly either.
No, they didn't. No. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure that it was all his fault in Dallas either.
No, it wasn't. He just took a lot of the blame.
He took a lot of the blame, but now seeing that he's been like the sole
reason, for the Chargers' downfall for sure. But when it comes to Dallas is a totally different being because everybody's hyping them up right now because they're winning all these games against shit teams. It's like, slow down a bit.
They can't beat. They don't beat winning teams.
They don't. That's the thing. Let's wait till you play a team that's won more than 4 games. Yeah. We'll have a conversation there.
Well, every time you do, you lose.
Well, yeah, exactly. So far, they have.
Yeah,
that's what happens in those 3 games.
I mean, San Francisco.
Well, actually, no. Arizona actually hadn't won anything.
No, Arizona hadn't. So you can't even say you beat all the bad
teams. Exactly.
But the 2 good teams you played, you got smoked. Well, San Francisco smoked them. They were a little more in the Philly game, but it's still. I mean, they were Dallas. They made dumb Dallas mistakes.
Right. No, but I mean, they can't play in the moment. That's the thing. Let's dive into Thursday games. They played the Commanders. They handled them, which is fine. Dallas has been known to do very well against the bad teams, but they also play extremely well at home. They are undefeated at home this year. Dak had a hell of a game, 331 yards, 4 tutties. Pollard, only got 13 carries, but he made the most of them.
79 yards on 13 is pretty solid. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, but, I mean, the defense against bad offenses is doing well. That's what you expect. Now play good defenses and do the same thing, and then I might respect you. But these pick sixes that Bland has they're all against bad teams.
Well, the thing is,
and they're bad decisions. I mean, awful decisions. Is he a good player? Sure, but don't tell me he's a defensive player of the year candidate.
No.
Come on, he got toasted by Devontae Smith. Toasted.
Well, the deal is, Washington, they fired Jack Del Rio. They're essentially using him as a scapegoat. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, our defense is bad. No, it's not your defense is bad because, 3 weeks ago, you traded away 2 of your best defensive players.
Well, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, amongst us before the show.
Yeah. You trade away 2 of your best defensive players. You got another one. You got a third that is completely not happy in Allen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he has voiced his opinion about
He's
it
been
multiple.
very pissed off.
Yeah. You're putting I'm going to say a rookie quarterback, even though he was drafted last year. You're putting a guy in a bad position to where you're forcing him to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. When your defense is giving up points, you're forcing your quarterback to throw the ball. You can't just
he's got to throw a massive amount of footballs.
Yeah.
You don't get to balance out the run game. You don't get to open up the passing game with the run game. You're handcuffing
your quarterback.
the offense.
Yeah.
Completely.
And we saw earlier, like, some of the play calling and stuff, too, by not instilling hot routes and stuff.
Yes.
To where, like, one of his interceptions was an interception because everybody's going go routes.
Right. And he has to make a quick decision. Do I just launch it downfield and hope for the best? No.
There's sometimes, at the same time, you have to be able to.
But that's also equally bad on the wide receivers because they're not reading the blitz
defense.
either. They're not reading the defense. It takes just as much as everybody on offense to read that defense because that's what the Eagles usually do well, especially on the offensive line. They're reading the blitz and they're pointing it out, especially Jason Kelsey, who's a mastermind at it. And all it does is assist Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it's only making it better
So
when you have guys like that.
You need other guys to do that. That's what makes A.J. Brown good.
A.J. Brown does.
A.J. Brown will come back quickly, and he won't run his full route. He makes that hot route.
Yeah. I mean, and he's teaching Devontae Smith to do it.
To do the same thing. Yeah. So they're only going to get considerably better at it. And it allows for it, but the problem is Jalen Hurts still making one read. But that's another story for another day.
But like with the Sam Howell stuff, again, you know, you're going to give me the Sam Howell goggles, and I get it. But at the same time, I don't think Washington is putting him in very good position.
No, I agree with you. But I think when you have your Sam Howell goggles on, you want him to win. You want him to be successful.
I want him to be successful, but at the same time,
But when you're making these picks, it's like you're like, oh, Sam Howell could do that. But you got to remember,
you got to be able.
Sam Howell's at a disadvantage.
You have to.
He plays for the Commodes.
You also have to, as a quarterback. There's sometimes you just got to throw that ball away.
Yep.
You just got to throw it out, chunk it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Live to fight another day.
Don't be Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not putting him in the best position. They're like, you're down by 30. Yeah, you got to throw the ball.
Yeah. I mean, the only way we're going to have a chance in this thing is
you got to throw it.
Tossing the ball. Man, that's it. It's going to be it.
Yeah, and most of the time when you're getting beat bad like that, it's because you're getting forcing yourself into dumb plays.
Yeah, but I mean, we kind of said it too, though. He is basically a rookie this year, right?
Yeah.
You know, you think about it, he
played one game last year.
Yeah, this is his first.
He did beat Dallas.
I appreciate that, as always. So, you know, year one down, let's be real. Riverboat Ron's out.
Yeah, I think he's out.
You can't keep him around. You haven't made the progress that you expected to see this year. I mean, you had a fire sale basically off the defensive side at the trade deadline, so you can improve and hit a rebuild mode. So we know that it's the same thing. Daboll's not going to survive this year.
No, even with all the injuries, he's not going to survive.
You can't because it's a win now league. It's not. And it's not. Let's make excuses. But I mean, if anybody has an excuse, it's definitely Brian Daboll.
I would give Daboll more of a pass because he's literally playing with a dude off the couch. Quarterback.
I mean, his mom's couch.
Yeah,
not even his own fucking couch.
His mom's couch. So I mean, if somebody gets a pass, it's him. But at the same time, I like the fact that you're getting to see a lot of younger guys play for them. Like Hyatt's getting more attention now and stuff, and he's starting to look better.
But I mean, even with what you're seeing, what you have with the guy that's off his mom's couch, you know, he's screaming at her to make some meatloaf and shit.
Yeah,
and it's not working terribly for him. He looks better than Daniel Jones has.
Look better than Daniel Jones. Look better than Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I mean Tyrod Taylor looked better than Daniel Jones. Your depth chart might have just been need to swapped around. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but the problem is they just gave Daniel the money.
Oh, you know, I get that.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
They're stuck with him for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like Arizona. Arizona is stuck with Mighty Mouse for a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't think I've never thought he was super great.
No,
I don't know how a guy that size is your number one pick overall in the draft. Like, God, no.
Yeah, everybody's just hoping for the next Drew Brees or Russell Wilson.
I mean, God, dude.
Yeah.
Michael Vick, the smallest number one, or was the smallest number one overall pick until him?
Vick was still 6 foot.
I don't think he was 6 foot. I think he was like 5'11". He wasn't 5'9" though.
No, he wasn't. No.
He wasn't Bryce Harper. He wasn't.
You mean Bryce Young?
Yeah, Bryce Young.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about Bryce Harper. I love my dog.
Yeah, I know you do. He wasn't Bryce Young, and he's not. Oh my God, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah. No, let's move on. Commodes, they're in a rebuild. We know. Same with the Giants. Night game, 49ers defeated the Seahawks handily. Offense, they did it on the road too. Any more props to them. But yeah, they definitely took care of business. They're trying to get back on track.
They look like it.
Yeah.
They look like it. I think the Chase Young acquisition is starting to.
It was pretty genius, really. I mean, they gave up a third rounder for him?
Third round
for
a number two.
Number two, yeah, number two draft pick, yeah, number 2 overall draft pick, not a second round pick. That just does it blows my mind. Like, how is that a fair trade?
The NFL
outside of the fact that but the thing is, it's just the fact that he does have injury issues, so I can see why. Like, but I mean, a second rounder makes sense. If we're giving up third rounders for that shit, like, where were the birds?
The birds would have been all over stuff like that.
Look at her over here dreaming.
Man.
She's kicking the shit out of me right now. What, are you chasing something? Is that a squirrel? Get that
damn cat.
It's a cat. Because she's being reminded of that tasty-ass meal.
Lord. Anyway.
Okay, so now tell me about this, man. The Packers.
I don't know.
Like, if I was going to bet this game, Lions at home on Turkey Day, boom. Lions, points, over, under, whatever. I'm taking the Lions and whatever benefits the Lions in any way in this game, right? Going into this game, that's what's happening. What the fuck is your team doing?
It was Packers scoring off of early turnovers.
It helps.
It helps. And I was I was going Lions.
Love through tutties. Man. 3 tutties.
Off of turnovers, though.
So?
Off of turnovers.
He's executing. He's making points out of turnovers. He's helping the defense help him.
Look after the first quarter. They scored 9 damn points after the first quarter. 9.
Yeah.
So it's not like they went out there and once the Lions stopped turning the ball over, they stopped scoring too.
Yeah. How about David Montgomery getting touches again? That's got to be pissing you off.
That does. I mean, how the fuck, dude? Do you see what
you
saw what you're doing? And you're like, shit. Oh, well, here
you bring Montgomery back, and you're like, oh, yeah, let's continue to give him 15 touches. No, give him all to Gibbs.
Give him back to Gibbs. He was balling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just what it is. Packers are now slowly
5-6.
Came back into that hunt for the division.
I mean, the Lions have lost 3 now, so I mean, they're still 3 games back behind the leader. But
yeah, but the NFC, once you get past the Lions.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bunch of 3 loss. There's a bunch of 3 lost teams and then the Birds, and then it's wide open from there. 3 lost teams in the NFC. What are they? 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, and who's the other one? There's another one, aren't there? Because Seattle's lost 5 now, if I'm not mistaken.
It is your Cowboys,
My Cowboys? Get off of that shit, Steve. Fuck off, man.
I said the Cowboys.
No, you said my Cowboys. Like, I gave a fuck.
It is the Cowboys, the Lions, San Fran, all at 3 losses.
Okay, so there's only three loss teams.
But the problem with that is the Cowboys are going to be, at best, a wild card because of Philly. And then you have, like, New Orleans sitting at 5-5. That NFC South team is going to be trash getting in.
They're still losing?
New Orleans, Atlanta, it's going to end up winning this. Atlanta could be leading the division today at 5-6.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking at.
But, like, after that, like, once you get past the Cowboys, everybody else is
Atlanta's
division
up
leaders.
14-9. Saints have the ball driving. So.
Everybody is division leaders.
Yeah.
Everyone after essentially the Cowboys is Minnesota 6-5. Seahawks 6-5.
Yeah.
There's no it takes a drop.
Yeah, and then you got the Bucks at 4-6. You've got
Atlanta 4-6.
Rams 4-6.
Yeah. So you look at Minnesota at 6-5 and Green Bay at 5-6. They're still in the hunt. And
the Commanders are even at 4-8 though, right?
Yeah, they're 4-8
they haven't had
now.
their bye yet. Yeah.
They hadn't had their bye yet. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're still like, it's the NFC is once you get past Eagles, Niners, Rams,
Cowboys,
and I'll say Cowboys, the NFC is trash.
You think they might be trash or it's super competitive in the NFC? I'm kidding.
It's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. Because
AFC,
if you go look at the AFC team, you have way more teams.
More successful teams and more teams that seem to be more put together. I agree. Like the Friday game that we didn't even know took place. Dolphins beat the Jets 34-13.
Right.
I mean, even the Jets are 4-7.
Right.
They're competitive in the NFC right now with that record.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Dolphins, though, I mean, they handled business. They did it quick and they did it often. Yeah.
I mean, the Texans playing the way they are.
Yeah, the Texans are a surprise and a half.
Yeah. And then you have Baltimore playing.
Yeah.
Cleveland playing. That whole division is 500 or better.
Mm-hmm.
Even, Pittsburgh's in third, and they're 6-4.
Right.
Right now, if the playoffs are right now, 3 playoff teams come out of that division.
That's crazy. It's nuts, actually.
I don't know how Mike Tomlinson has a leprechaun or a genie or something stashed somewhere. Dude just can't have a losing season.
Gotcha.
Just can't. How's he do it?
He does, man. I mean, a team that looks awful and Pittsburgh still keeps doing thug things, man. It's crazy.
Well, Pickett looks terrible for 3 quarters, and then in the
fourth quarter, he's like, you know what? Maybe we can win this game. Let's go.
He's like, oh, man, I'm the dude. In the fourth quarter. I suck quarters 1 through 3, but the fourth quarter, I can pull it out.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Well, that wraps up all the games. That wraps up this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll be back on Friday night at 8 o'clock, live streaming, doing the thing. Got a couple special guests that want to close us out this evening, so we're going to take a quick break and kind of get them kind of organized for this thing.
Hey, we did forget one game.
What game?
We forgot the Bears-Vikings Monday night.
Give me the Vikings.
Vikings minus 3.5.
Yep. All right, take it to the bank. All right.
All right.
We'll
Quick
be
break.
right back.
Hello, I'm Kate. I'm Betsy. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Make sure to.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.
Watching and listening.
Yeah. We gotta redo. That was bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.